Convo with Banco. So, right now, I'd like for you to introduce yourself to the peoples.
Hello world, it's your boy MWB Spidda, and that MWB is from Midwest Best.
Okay, Midwest Best. Tell them where you from, man. Kind of air it out.
Well, city, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. Artist. But to get more specific, from uptown, I'm an up the way artist. You know, 43rd, 7th year, shout out to y'all. And out here doing my thing for music, with music, for about 10 plus years. You know, still going strong. Can't stop, won't stop. Big Diddy shit.
Let me ask you a quick question though, my brother. Like, what made you get into music?
Oh, that's a good question. What really made me get into music was just the simple fact that it was the way I grew up. Like, they spoke to my environment, the environment I was in. Like, when I heard these words, I clinged to them because it was like, what they were saying was what I was going through. It was like, how could I speak my truth like that? Or just be able to express myself in ways differently, or be something great. And all that came from music, from what I was hearing. It was just like, I want to be like that. Mainly Tupac, he was my biggest influence growing up. Before I actually knew who he was, it was the voice. Like, I go outside here, and I'm like, who is this? Like, and I got older and started putting the face to the voice and the name to the face, and it was Pac. And it was just like, I want to be just like that.
I understand that. Did you experience any childhood trauma?
Childhood trauma as far as, yeah, growing up in the hood, and I ain't gonna get too specific on a lot of childhood trauma because it's too deep for TV. But yeah, I went through a lot, you know, just growing up, father in and out of the house, like, having to take a manly role early in life, like, yeah, I've seen and went through a lot of trauma, man.
You do anything different for your kids?
As far as doing anything different,
like, you know, because your parent, you know, was in and out of the house, you know, was a Rolling Stone, like, you know, most young black, hood folks, you know.
Like, things I do differently, like, graduate high school.
You graduate?
Big day, I would have finished high school.
What you doing in high school, man, that you ain't finished, man?
It's part of the childhood trauma. It's just like, when you're part of the have-nots, I'm gonna call that the have-nots. When I say that, you ain't got the school supplies and things of that nature, and just even something clean and kick it in school, like it deteriorates you from the real mission, which is learning. But when you ain't got the things you need to, the necessities to learn, it's like, why am I even here? Why am I still doing this? And then you go home and you open the refrigerator, it's like, well, damn, we need this, that, and the third. So you turn into something you probably wouldn't have been whether you had a more stable environment. Yeah. So me leaving school was kind of like, I'm going to help my family first and then get back to it, but I never got back to it.
I understand that. I went to Taft, right across, you know, down the way. You know, I went to Taft, I dropped out. I dropped out of school because I was driving a better car than the teachers. So I'm like,
so you can't tell me nothing.
Like, yeah, you can't tell me nothing. Like you broke. Like, why would I listen to you?
Right.
Like, I cannot take advice from you. Like, I'm driving a better car than you. So I end up dropping out and getting to work in two different ways.
Oh yeah. Did you go back?
I got my GED in prison. I served 6 years and Marion Correction, 11 in Warren. So, you know,
this is a thing for me. I don't care how long you've been home. I gotta say this, and I never said it to you personally. Welcome home.
Thank you. Sure. Feel good to be home. Then I walked down like 5 years of PRC.
Oh yeah.
So, you know.
See, hats out to you, man, because I never been sent up. I had to do federal time. The only state would be like, I ain't get that far. Like, thank God, because the state was too much for me. You hear me? Like, it's like, no, it wasn't for me, man. It's not for me. Then with the OGs, man, let me say something, man. It's a lot of OGs out here glorifying jail. Stop that shit.
Stop it.
Like, stop it.
Stop glorifying the killings too.
Yeah, all that, because it ain't it, man. It's not it.
Yeah.
Coming from a guy that's been on both sides of the stratosphere, like
what make you say, like, what's gangsters moving your parents out the hood? Like,
that's the most gangsters thing you can do. Change your family's life. You feel me? Create generational wealth.
That's why I respect Master P for that. I definitely respect Master P for that.
He a different animal.
Jay.
Yeah, Jay-Z.
Diddy, you know, all those big cats, though, for real, man. You know, definitely Jay for pushing for prison reform. You know.
Yeah, we needed that. Like, we need more people like that to take action. Because it's probably people that feel ways that's not doing anything because of the position of power. They're scared. Maybe I might be viewed as this, or maybe this will take away some of my street cred or whatever. But it shouldn't matter at the end of the day, because this is what we're fighting for anyway. This is why you want this was the goal of getting rich. From the beginning, you want change. You want to change. Speaking
of change, how you feel that when you first started your music career to now, when you feel like you changed, or did you shift any directions?
Oh yeah. See, when I first started, like, see me, I'm a realist, and when I say that, like, I make music off of what I'm surrounded by. Like, I don't follow waves. I'm not finna. You can hear something that's out now and that will sound completely different just because I'm trying to go the opposite way. But it's like, with me, I think it's the weed that I just lost the damn question.
I said, did you feel like from your beginning of your music career?
Me changing?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Because when I was young, rapping and shit, the only thing I talked about was trapping, and the things that I was doing, I mean, like, just out stuff, like just street shit, trapping. But now it's just like I'm talking.
Oh, so you pretty much trying to get that recall on you?
Yeah, damn near. Like, and I speak on that in my new music. Like, it's a big elevation, because back then when I was rapping, I wasn't really thinking about any consequences or repercussions. I was just speaking freely, like, and when I was speaking about the things I was into. So a lot of things that I was into wasn't to be spoken for real, but I was doing it anyway. But now it's like I'm speaking knowledge. I'm trying to wake people up. I still touch on my past, because, you know, them are the people I'm trying to reach. So I want them to know, like, okay, yeah, he's from that, so I ain't gotta. You ain't do that, so I ain't gotta listen to you. I did that, and now I'm here. So you wanna give me a ear now?
Right. You know, when I was in prison, you know, I tell a person like where I was from, they wouldn't believe me. They're like, man, I ain't never saw you. And I used to tell them, like, that's a good thing you never saw me.
Right.
Because if you saw me, it would have been too late.
Right.
Like, and you know, there's like, oh, you ain't like this and this and that. I'm like, bro, like, I don't need to explain nothing. Like, I know who I am.
You know who you are.
And that's the funny part about that. Like, before I went to prison, I got a phone call saying, hey, they coming for you. That was the same morning that I woke up. I still had about like 100 pills left. Like, these Oxy 80s. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I still had 100 Oxy 80s left. Like, and I woke up that morning, I was like, man, I'm done with this life. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when the Reaper, you know, the devil had to come, like, all right, time to cash you out, bro.
Man,
you know?
gotta pay that cost, man.
Gotta pay that cost.
Nothing in life's free.
Speaking of paying that cost, what would you feel like the most valuable thing that you had to give up for your career to start taking off?
Most valuable thing I had to give up. See, excuse me, but nothing really, because it's just like, as far as my time, like, yeah, that's about it, because I don't hold anything material to value, like nothing. Cars, jewelry, nothing materialistic can be held to value to me. It's all about friendships, relationships. Now, things of that nature, I could lose along the way. Like I said, once I start like traveling a little bit more.
Yeah.
I miss my family. Like, time with my family is probably a loss that I'd take trying to further my career. But like, as far as materialistic things, I can never take a loss that way.
Right.
Yeah, like time with my family, that's about it.
So, speaking of the family, how many kids do you have?
Whoops. Let me see. I got 5 now and 1 on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, boy or girl?
Yeah, my newest baby is a boy. So I got 2 boys and 3 girls. I'm not doing a calculation, girl. See, look, when you have a lot of kids, you start forgetting shit. Okay.
4 right now.
I got 4 right now. See, look, y'all fucked up. Don't be like MWB. Don't be like MWB. Alright.
I only got 2 myself. I got a senior, and I got a 13-month baby boy.
That's what's
You know, so it's been a ride. Also I took care of my nieces, my nephew. You know, not too long ago they graduated from high school, and that's what I showed them off to college. You know,
that's what's up. I got to clap it out for my
Thank you, man. You know, it's been a blessing, and just having kids in life, man. It's a blessing.
It really is. It helps too. Like having kids changed me a lot. Cause like I was saying in the beginning, a little moments earlier, like I was living a different way, like a street-based life, so to say. And when I had my first baby, which was a girl, it's like God was trying to get through to me then. But she changed a lot. Like normally you have a boy and you want to mold him to be like you, but I had a girl and it was just like, well, I can't necessarily mold you to be me. And you're just so cute and sweet, and she turned me into something completely different. Like, it was just like, that's what I really needed for real. And then I wound up having my son, and I had a girl right after that, and another girl. So I'm in my head, I'm just like, oh my God, curse of the girls. Like, what did I do? So this boy is a blessing to me for real. Me and him, because I know he like, gosh, Dad, I only got sisters.
Yeah.
Our sisters. He was the only boy for a little while.
Honestly, bro, like my daughter turned me up. Like that made me worse in the streets.
He said it made me worse.
It made me worse because you know, my daughter is a little chubby baby, and you know, selling dope in the streets is, you know. I took it personal if somebody ran off with dope or didn't pay me, you know, shorted me $3. I took it personal. I was like, man, like you taking out on my chubby baby mouth. Like you ain't stealing from me, you stealing from her. I ain't having it. Like so, she turned me up. Prison had to turn me down. You know, prison definitely turned me down, but at the same time, prison I would say saved my life because, like I said, I was turning up. Like, and you know, my homie's friends was like, bruh, like he got that look in his eye, like he, like he's about to become a monster.
Like, away.
Yeah. So you know, I praise God for that, man. Praise God.
Yes,
back in school, did you play any sports?
Oh yeah, I was a basketball fanatic.
Man, you can't hoop, bro.
Now look, out camera, I'm gonna give you the business. I heard that from me, right? Business.
I'm like, he would try to take it out on an old guy, though. You know? No, don't worry about it.
I said, listen, man, listen. But yeah, I
you been teaching your son?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, we was trying to get my one of my sons into basketball soon. Well, he actually took the liking of it on his own. Like I don't even think he took it from me directly, but it's just like when he brought that paper on my head, like, oh yeah, like you know what I mean?
Go time.
He about to be at the park every day. Well, yeah, I was happy when he brought that here. I'm gonna tune him up though, cause you know he still be doing him, but I'm gonna definitely tune him up, cause that was something that I loved as a child. And I didn't go too far with it, cause it was some crazy stuff that happened. Like it had nothing to do with me or nobody that I was around. It's like I went to Mount Healthy High School for like the remainder of my high school years. So I went to West High first. Stayed there for a year, and then we moved to 7 Hills, and I wound up going to Mount Healthy. So the basketball coach there, like, you know how you play basketball in the hood, you got your tricks and the behind the back passes. He stopped that at the door. We only want fundamentals. So me and my guys get on the court, we practice, we doing our thing. We thinking you playing. Every single last guy that didn't straight pass and do as you supposed to do fundamentally got cut from the team. He didn't care if you played like Michael Jordan. So at that point, that kind of played with a lot of our basketball careers just because we couldn't play because he wanted us to do a specific way. And it was like years later when he did crack, they started getting championships, going to the finals, like, you should.
Yeah.
Conformed in the first place, but
right.
But there's no love lost. Shout out to Maxwell. Yeah, I still remember your name. But yeah, that was one of my favorite sports growing up. And once that didn't happen, I kind of pour my attention into rappers. You know, that was always like there. Yeah, it was always there, but it really wasn't something that I was doing. I started off banging on the desk and shit, making the grinding beat. I'm pretty sure a lot of us did that. But that's how I started with hip hop entering my life, just banging on doors and dressers and stuff, making beats.
Right. So, speaking of which, we went from the past. Let's move to the future. What do you think what do you your future hold for you? Like with your music, videos, what you got coming up?
As far as my music goes, see when I was, like I ain't even say when I was young, because that's still a goal of mine. Like musically where I see myself in a few years, I'm not even gonna say I want to be because it's on the way. But
right, speak it.
I'm gonna be one of the top lyricists to ever have to be this. Like, period. Even after me, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, people think Drake was something. That's all I'm saying. That's just I gotta put in that work to be heard. Like that's it. Like I used to sit around and be like, why ain't or why isn't? I just know I just gotta keep moving. That's why I'm not where I need to be at. So as far as I'm concerned, once that work get put in and you see this and you see this and you see this, I'm gonna go down as one of the most littest lyricists ever to ever hold a mic.
So one thing about future career though, be honest with you, most of the people get heard got the money, be honest with you, because there's a lot of trash rappers out there,
sir.
A lot of trash singers out there. Only reason why they getting heard,
it's the money.
It's the money. They got a team behind them. They got money behind them. You know, other than that, you know, they should not even be on the radio.
And what's so crazy, I feel like that's the reason why music shifted for real, because there was no longer people in place that was doing it for the love of music or even for music. It was for the money. So, you know, I grew up in a crazy era. And when I say crazy era, I mean like musically. We had the Jay-Z's, the Wayne's, the Joel Santana's, just anybody who could really. And for that to fade off into what it is now, and being in the background trying to be a rapper, I actually saw a shift on the business end, like inside the game and as a fan. It was just like, they called them mumble rappers.
I call them drug addicts.
Drug addicts with money.
Drug addicts with money.
Backing them. But I knew it was the money driving the machine, because the more I went, the more it was like, okay, well, this costs this, this costs this, this costs that. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know it was like this.
Yeah. You
have to already damn near be established with your paper if you want to get anywhere. Like, I watched a lot of interviews, like I've been around a lot of rappers coming up. I done had a lot of influence. And Dolph, I was watching an interview from him. He spent about $200,000 trying to make it. Master P, same amount. It's like they throw out these amounts and it's so crazy to the amount that you have to spend in order to even see anything work from it.
Right.
So it's just like you have to already be on some mobile shit if you really want to make it, or you're getting handouts. And that's not what we're doing. We from Cincinnati, man.
We don't do handouts.
That's not what we're doing here.
You want that work? Here, go get it in. I'm gonna give you this gram.
Really?
Like,
see what you can do with it.
And go take off. This gram is free. This one is free. That's the only handout.
I want to see what you gonna do.
Like, next one you gotta pay for.
You feel me?
Like, same way we do with our artists inside Cincinnati. For real. Like, alright, you go your free hour studio. After that,
you feel me? You gotta pay what you weigh.
Yeah. Gotta pay what you weigh around here inside the Midwest, man. That's one thing for sure. We in a hard market out here for real. Like, people think it's easy to make it, and a lot harder.
You wanna know what's so crazy? If I'd have told you I was selling CDs 2 years ago, was successful at it, would you have believed me?
I mean, like 2 years ago, I would not believe you, because we were still streaming 2 years ago. Now, you would have said probably about like, see, I was locked up when the CDs stopped going.
Really?
So if you would have said it about like 5 years ago, well, I've been out about like 7. So if you would say, 8 years ago, I would have definitely believed you.
But now it's like, you ain't serious. Like, but yeah, I was actually doing that. Like, I was like really a year before that, I was paying bills with CDs. Like, the hustle was that crazy. That's why when you said what you said, like, nothing's given, you gotta go out there and get it. I was just sitting there thinking, like, If only people knew how, like, if you really wanted something, what you would really do. Like, CDs was nowhere near, you feel me, fashionable, in style, none of that. 1 out of 5 cars was telling me they didn't have CD players. You feel me? But I'm still pushing the issue. Like, this is some of the greatest music you ever heard. And bullshit you not, they figured out how to use the CD and they'll come back to me like, yo, like, this is dope. Like, and it was just that reaction. Like, okay, I put the work in. I got him to do what I needed him to do, and now it's coming back to me. Like, one guy even left. I was only charging $3. He left. Played the music, came back and gave me 10. He was like, I want to give you what you're worth. And let me keep the other 3. Because I'm trying to give it back to him. I'm an honorable guy. I'm like, here you go, you forgot this. He's like, no, you keep all that, you keep all that. I love the CD. Like, and that kind of fucked me up. Because it was like, okay, you got the product, you got the work ethic. Now you just need to, like, build your bag a little bigger so you can move around better. Because it's like, it's there.
Let me give you a little secret, man. One way to build your bag, like I said, this is Convo with Banco. Like, I like money. You know, I love talking about money. Banco, to me, like, I always wanted to work for a bank. So this how I came up with my name. I came up with my name. Nobody else came up with it. I came up with it.
Self-made.
So I always wanted to work at a bank. I got a felony. I can't work at a bank. So in my mind, I can't work at a bank, but the law said I never can't own a bank. Ooh. So, you know, bank company, you know, I took off the K and put the CO right there. Bank company, Banco. So when I get my paper up, the bank is coming.
Yeah.
You know,
hey, I like that.
The bank is coming. So that's how I came up with my name. But one way to get your paper up, black folks don't like talking about taking money from the government. Guess what? It's there. White folks do it.
Yeah.
You know, don't even start an LLC, start a C Corp. So you can pay yourself. And the company pay you. With an LLC, if you pay yourself, you get more taxes.
Right.
You know, so the C Corp, you pay yourself, take out a salary on a C Corp. With the C Corp, you know, you're running a business. You're running a music business. That means, you know, anybody that you employ, like your engineer, you're paying them, so you're employing them. That's write-off in taxes. Your videographer, you're paying him. That's a write-off in taxes. Your photographer, you're paying him. Write-off in taxes. They are employees in some type of ways. There are employees for you. You know.
$1 million worth of game, we got nothing on my boy. You hear me? Yes,
so check out the C Corp and start a C Corp. Get away from the LLC. I mean, I got 2 LLCs, but I don't pay myself off of them.
Right.
Yeah, that's how, you know, I get all this nice stuff, and you know, and just, you know, write it off to help me on with my taxes, and I get to enjoy kicking it with people and just spread the seeds of knowledge, and, you know, try to start wealth somewhere. Hopefully something strike for somebody and they're like, man, I remember having a convo with Banco, and, you know, he taught me this, and I'm up now. And I'm just sitting back, just, you know, somewhere in Bahamas, Hawaii, somewhere, like, yeah, I remember that so well, you know.
Yeah, that's what we need, man. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is everything, you know. Like, you like to travel?
Yeah, I haven't done much of it, but I would like to travel more. So I say that.
I'm like, you got a beautiful house, beautiful artwork, you know, beautiful family.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So, Africa or Bahamas or Dubai?
That was cool. See, I would want to go to Africa first just because of all my curiosities and things of that nature. Then Dubai, then the Bahamas. So to be in that exact order: Africa, Dubai, Bahamas.
Funny part, I've been to Bahamas. My next trip is probably Dubai, and then I might smack Africa. I might. You know.
How was it out there?
Oh man, I love seeing black people in power, bro. Like,
That sounded beautiful. Like, yes.
I go there, like they talk about, yeah, don't go places like this and this and that. I'm like, no, that's for y'all white folks. Y'all can't go there.
Right.
Like I'm the same color as them. Like I just don't gotta open my mouth.
Right.
Like I'm straight. I just got. Fit right in there. You know what I'm saying? Just put the face off, like face on, and I'm there. Like, but I guess like white people was complaining about their room service. I was like, what? Like, they came in my room perfectly fine, cleaned up, made my bed.
Right,
you know,
right.
My room was straight. Like, I was good.
But you know, the shoe on the other foot now.
Yeah.
So now y'all gotta feel it.
But yeah, it was beautiful. The clear water. I got to see sharks and everything. Like I got pictures where the sharks right behind me, and you can see the sharks in a picture. Like
I can't wait to do something like that. 'Cause I love nature as well. Like that. That sounds so beautiful, man.
You gotta go. Minus the kids.
Putting that on the bucket list. He said minus the kids.
Seriously, kids gonna slow you down, bro.
I'm already knowing.
Like, cause I went. It's called scuba scooter. Like, so I'm on a scooter. They put it like a fishbowl, like halfway on my body, and I could breathe underneath there and see everything. Like, I ain't have to swim. I'm on a scooter, like kids can't do it because the pressure would hurt their head. So
they most definitely slow the fun down. Man. I pick up what you put in there. No kids.
No kids. No third, fourth, fifth, sixth, eighth honeymoon type of stuff. Yeah. No kids, man.
For sure, man.
So you got a name for your newest project coming?
Yeah, I'm actually calling it BZ Flow. BZ Flow. That's them from cause I had a name change. I rebranded myself actually. MWB Spidda is like 2 years young for real. Like I've just become that. But before then, I was going by TBZ the Don, which stood for 10 Below Zero.
Okay.
I was going by that for most of my career, really. Then I felt like it was time to change it. It wasn't that it wasn't catching on or anything. It's just I felt like a new person, so I wanted to I wouldn't say trash that, but step out of my cocoon, so to speak. So we just me turning into a butterfly. Cause
it's like 2 Chainz. His name wasn't 2 Chainz at first.
Yeah, I remember that. He was a big old titty boy from Player Circle.
Yeah. So I applaud you for changing your name. I changed my name. I wasn't CJ Banco. I started out, Big C, the transporter, Vessel Dan, CJ Banco. So,
growth.
Yeah. So, I'm like, you still catch people who say Big C, and then now it's like, Big Banco,
Right. And then it's crazy because that kind of separates the eras of who knew you and when. Because the people who call me Beezy, those was my 10-year plus guys. But the people who know me as MWB Spidda probably got 5 or so in with me. So it's you could tell who was around and what era of me. So it's crazy.
You gotta love the growth. And be able to see it,
Yeah, seeing it is crazy. I was actually that, and now I'm this. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Not in their right mind.
Right, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, man. Been real kicking it with you, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Same here, man.
We're gonna do it again another time.
Guys too, man. Guys too.
Yeah. So be looking forward for a video from Spidda, man, for real.
You feel me? Got new projects on the way, new videos, man. Shout out to Banco, man, for doing his thing, man. You feel me? I appreciate y'all, because if it wasn't for y'all, there'd be no me. There'd probably be no we in this entertainment business. So, signing off, it's Big MWB. What's wrong with dude? See y'all later.
This is Convo with Banco. Till next time.
What's up?
Go in, go in, go in.